Hey, and welcome to the Jessica Kellgren-Fozard channel. I'm not doing the intro.
Oh no, that was quite nice. Okay, hi. We're the Kellgren-Fozards. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Claudia.
And we're married.
We're wives.
We're not just sisters with the same surname.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Strangely, because not even the same race.
No, I'm half Malaysian and you're half Swedish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see it. But today's video is not actually a DNA test.
No.
That would be a good opening for a video that
would.
is a DNA test,
Yeah.
though. We should definitely
So
do
we're
that
gonna
sometime.
prove to you. And then it'd be like, oh, we're like 60% match or something.
Oh my god, awkward. Today's video is a follow-up to our Ask Your Lesbian Moms, because people really liked that video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to make a little series, I guess, where we answer people's questions submitted on our Instagram at Jessie and Claude. And today's video is also sponsored by Skillshare, so thanks very much for that. First question, do you ever get odd stares for indulging in public displays of affection?
Well, one, we don't indulge in public.
Are you alright?
PJs.
Are we not doing okay today? I should just say, I actually have a migraine right now that looks like someone has smeared Vaseline across my eyeball.
Yeah, so one, we don't really do indulging in PDAs. And we just like hold hands, kiss on the lips. What? Is that indulging?
No, okay, so like indulging in public displays of affection. I cannot stop saying infection.
Do you mean like
it's really hard to cross that down.
indulging in the sense of like
So,
at liberty to?
It's not like we suddenly start making out
No.
whilst taking the dogs for a walk, but as we walk around, I think we're just about as affectionate as a straight couple who are in love.
What? No, you can't like, every couple's different.
Yeah, okay, every couple's different. I was trying to say that we don't stop
Anyway, their
ourselves
main
from
question.
doing it
Anyway,
because
no
we're
one's
gay.
asking us how much PDA do we do. They're asking, do we ever get any old look? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Indulge.
for sure.
Two girls. Everyone's gonna, even if you're okay with the homosexuals, you're gonna look.
Yeah, and also stare because you're like, are they friends?
Yeah.
My God, do
I
you
mean,
remember we went to a wedding fair and they asked us what day we were getting married and we both said the 3rd of September and they were like, how lovely for best friends to get married on the same day. And we were like,
yeah. Before I kind of came out, I really stared at like two girls together.
oh, I still super stare.
I tried to like not stare. Like if they were on the tube or the train or whatever, I'd be like, don't let them catch me looking, otherwise they'll know I'm gay.
So gay. So gay. I mean, we still, to be fair, if we drive
And sometimes,
past
yeah, if we're
two
like-
dads pushing a buggy, we're like, gay dads!
Yeah.
We live in a really gay city.
Or like if we see like two women who like are holding hands, we're like,
lesbians! Lesbians! Yeah, we're probably way worse than the straight people. Me and my girlfriend are 17 and we've been together a year. We know that we found the one and are going to be together for the rest of our lives, but we're dealing with the fact that most people think it's far too early for us to know or to consider getting married. All right, number one, there is no such thing as too young to meet the love of your life. Because my brother and his wife met each other when they were 12.
yeah.
They are now clearly married.
And they're now married, yeah.
We got engaged after dating for like 4.5 months. That could be seen as early. We then waited until we'd been together for over 2 years to have our actual wedding.
Yeah. Personally, I'm 32. I would say from my personal experience, I think 17 is too young to make any like long-term serious commitments in terms of like marriage.
I think it's too young to make legal commitments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you could get engaged and say, and you know, and promise each other, even if you feel like really sure, like you still should, in my opinion, explore yourself in terms of your own identity.
I disagree with that because I never explored my own identity.
Well, I'm just going to say this, but you do know that your mind is not actually fully mature and developed until you're like 24.
Yeah.
And I, now looking back, can agree to that. I was like, yeah. I mean, at the time, I thought I was like a fully grown adult.
Yeah, okay. I am fully behind this relationship. However, I do agree on not doing anything legal and binding until you're over the age of 24.
I just think there's no rush. Like Abraham Lincoln said. What did he say?
Okay, we're going to cut to the Skillshare advert, and when we come back, Claudia's going to give us a quote.
Okay.
Today's questions have us thinking about confidence, self-discovery, and following our passions. Life is a journey of discovering who you are and what you like, and it's okay if you're not a finished product already. The best way to do that is by trying new things, and a great way to get inspired is with Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of videos on different topics targeted at creators and millions of curious members who come together to learn. In our current favourite 10 hands-on exercises to find and pursue your passion, Elle Luna walks you through a series of self-exploration exercises and tactical practices that will help you connect the dots and surface insights for your journey to must. Perfection for anyone is a path of self-discovery, for anyone searching for a practical, enlightening approach to finding and pursuing their calling. 2020 has been a difficult year, but it's also been an opportunity to pause and reflect on the things that matter to us, and allowing us the space to find new drive and inspiration. If 2020 hit you hard and you're thinking about a career change or starting your own business, but worry that it's too late for you, well, don't. Claudia was in her 20s before she took up camera work, and now she loves making beautiful videos with me. Also, the 20s is really not that late. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to learn a new skill or change your career path, and there's plenty of courses on Skillshare to help you. If you're interested in this course or suddenly just happen to have a lot of time on your hands and want to learn new things, then try Skillshare. To join the 7 million plus people currently using their site to improve their skills, use the link in my description for a limited time to get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it's only around $10 a month.
As Abraham Lincoln said, "Nothing valuable can be lost by taking time." Why on earth could I not remember that? See? Because it was so valuable, I had to take time.
Next question. How can you tell if a woman is into women or if they're just into you? I always think they're just being nice, but hope they like girls. Well, the first part, how can you tell if a woman is into women or if they're just into you, doesn't matter. As long as they're into you, that's all that you should care about.
Because you could be into someone, like you're into like Eliza Dushku in your obsessive way, but you're not sexually attracted to her.
I mean, I am sexually attracted.
You're only sexually attracted to me now, darling.
I'm a Claudia sexual now.
Jessica says she's a Claudia sexual. She's like, you could be like, we talk about the Kinsey scale, like 1 is completely heterosexual and 6 is complete homosexual.
Yes.
And people like fall into a range. And I'm like a 4.5. Because I've been with boys before and I had a boyfriend that I was in love with, and like, you know, I can...
He's great. He looks like my dad.
And I wouldn't completely rule out the idea. I wouldn't be like sick at the thought of being with a man in the future, like, whatever. Okay. Whereas Jessica's
if I died,
Jessica was
no other reason.
Yeah, if you died, yeah. But Jessica's just like, I don't care if you were a 1, but like 0.05% was into me, as long as you're with me. And I was like, yeah, that's true. So it doesn't really matter what your sexuality is, if you're with someone, I guess.
As long as the person you like likes you, it doesn't matter who else they like. That was much shorter. Would you always correct people when they assume you're straight, even if it'll cause an argument?
No.
I think we said this a lot in the last video and it still stands here. Safety first. Put your own safety first. Other people do not need to access information about you that could put you in danger.
Yeah. If there wasn't the like, if it could end in an argument section, it was just like, that was the end of. Even sometimes when I think it probably wouldn't end in an argument, if it's just like some random person that I bumped into in the supermarket, like, or something like that, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gay, love. Like, you know, it's just a bit unnecessary. Because like, I mean...
I'm gay, love.
Yeah, just like that. Because I think like
amazing.
The majority of people are straight. We're both quite femme lesbians, so we don't give off like an air of, oh, maybe are they different? You know, I think people just assume. People definitely don't think you are.
Which is always shocking to me because other people think this is weird, okay? But growing up, I always knew I was gay, and it was always shocking to me when people didn't know I was gay by looking at me. I'm really into girls.
Quite clearly.
Quite clearly. Have I ever even looked at you? And boys are like, well, no, but there was this one time.
Your argument for being clearly gay was, my whole bedroom wall was covered in posters of Elijah Dushku. And I'm like, so?
No, everyone saw your bedroom, Jessica.
Well, no, but not only that, but like lots of like straight people have people they idolise that are the same sex as them. Mm-hmm. So it's just situational. But no, I don't come out at every opportunity.
Well, they're interesting. When we talk about coming out, a coming out is a process that happens every single friggin' day.
It gets kind of tiring.
Yeah, it's also sometimes why I don't tell people.
Exactly,
I'm just like, I can't be asked.
No, exactly. Even if it's not going to form an argument or hostility, it's still just like then they suddenly become really intrigued and they want to ask more questions about it.
Do you believe that relationships are meant to be a soulmate concept, where it all seems easy, or do you think that considerable effort needs to be put in for relationships to work?
I personally believe that it's a soulmate sort of thing, and it's all based on communication, and I would say equality, but Jessica's like, it's equity. She can explain that one to you.
It's not about giving everyone the same thing, it's about giving people what they need.
But
this is the easiest thing that's ever happened in my life.
But I would say...
That doesn't devalue other people's relationships.
Love should be easy.
This is the hard bit.
Oh my God. A relationship that's going to work based on true love is going to require some effort at some points, but I don't think it should be seen as like hard. It's just...
I think a relationship, like any relationship, takes work, but I don't think the work is hard work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very easy because we just overcome everything together by talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
We work for the goodness of the Kellgren-Fozards, not for ourselves.
Yeah.
I've gone through phases of who I liked. Example, when I was younger, I was more interested in girls, then I started liking boys, and now I'm starting to like girls as well as boys. Do you have any tips on how to find out who you like? Well, first off, it is absolutely fine to go up and down and all around the houses in your journey towards figuring out who you are and what you are, and any of your past phases do not in any way invalidate the phase you are in right now.
No. I mean, sometimes I'm a little bit like, am I a lesbian? Am I bisexual? I'm with Jessica and I'm married and she's a woman, and therefore I'm a lesbian.
Wow.
On that basis. But I have had like relationships that I believed were genuine, you know, with men. So does that mean I'm bisexual?
But the point we're making here is, indeed, how do you feel right now? It's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because...
Well, no, but that's what I mean, because right now I would say I identify as a lesbian because I'm with Jessica. But, I don't know, like...
Who do you fancy aside from me?
Well, I don't really like fancy other people.
Oh, baby, I don't fancy other people either.
But I will point out that I do sometimes appreciate a good, like, man's body, like pecs and abs, like it really, and like big arms. Like I'm like, ooh, yeah. The point is, it's okay to never really know.
I'm 14 and I'm lonely. I haven't been in a relationship for about 2 years. I really want a partner, I'm pansexual, but everyone's telling me that I definitely don't need one. There's no one eligible at my school, but that doesn't stop me being lonely. Is there anything I can do other than sit in my room reading fanfic?
Could you like get on some like forums and just like make some friends that are like-minded as you, rather than like actually forming a like one-on-one actual physical relationship? Just have like meet people who are like yourself, like you know?
I grew up with a well of loneliness inside myself, and when I was little I used to think that perhaps I was a twin and my twin had died in the womb, or maybe we'd been separated at birth. I just knew that I was one of two. I was a half of a whole. I needed to find my other whole, and it really sucked. And then I met Claudia.
Yeah, this is not helpful advice to this 14-year-old right now. Oh no, sorry. Your point is, I also too had a sucky, lonely life until I met someone. Yeah. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope. I know it feels like it sucks.
She didn't meet me till she was like 24, just so you know. So you got 10 years.
In which time you can just enjoy yourself. Yeah. Do whatever you want to do. There are lots of things that I don't do now we're in a relationship.
Have faith that you'll need
time. How do I figure out how out to be at work? I work in healthcare and education, and I'm worried that if I had a picture of my girlfriend on my desk, it would be considered political. I live in a large city where queer people are visible, but it still scares me that I may be scrutinised at my job if I put myself out there.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm in a similar situation. I work in Brighton, which is like the gay central
the city. Gay capital of the UK.
Yeah.
That's how it markets itself.
And I am also a dental professional. On the website, there's just a picture of me, because there's a picture of everyone's little headshots for the staff. And underneath, I kind of outed myself. I just said, Claudia lives with her wife and 2 kids. That's true. Says had 2 dogs. I don't know. Anyway, it basically says I'm gay because I live with my wife, and I think that's quite nice, because then people who see it, you know, it's there. It's not like I'm hiding it. But I wouldn't have a photo of Jessica in my surgery, because I don't think you should bring your personal life into when you're working in healthcare.
Yeah, however, if you worked in an office where everyone else had personal pictures of their families, then sure, put a picture of your family.
Oh, I meant like, is it like, if it's a private office, like only your workforce are going to see it, then yeah, I think that's fine. I was saying if you dealt with the public day to day.
Like if you were a GP.
Yeah. then no.
I would like to tack on to this that no one's existence is political. The very fact that you exist as a queer person does not make you one end or the other of the political spectrum.
No.
You are a human being who exists outside of politics and whether you should have the right to exist.
Yeah.
Which actually connects to our final question. My wife and I have been married for about 9 months, and I noticed that we still feel some pressure to be the model queer relationship. I'll say that a good portion of our friends are straight. We felt it a lot while we were dating. People found it so novel that we were in a queer relationship. It felt like if we were struggling in our relationship, we couldn't really open up about it without facing some scrutiny. When we were in the role of being the face of the girl relationship that worked out despite homophobia in our religious community, there's pressure to prove that queer relationships are valid and healthy. So much so that sometimes I wonder if we were even able to be honest with ourselves when we struggle. Do we ever feel that pressure, especially with being in the public eye?
Well, yeah, I mean, luckily, touch wood, we haven't come across any like bumpy moments between us that would then cause any like upset or anguish about sharing videos.
You can still answer, do you ever feel the pressure to be like a good queer? Not for the queer community itself, more for the broader.
Personally, no. In terms of like their example and why that was a lot of pressure coming from a background that maybe wasn't so accepting and then being accepted and then feeling like, oh, now that we've achieved this, we have to like really sort of show that it was worth it. For me, luckily we've both been blessed that we've had family and friends around us who've supported it either way. Like, you know, they've always known you're gay. I came out before I met Jessica. I don't think if I was struggling in our relationship, I wouldn't be scared to tell people because I don't think it would be a reflection of our sexuality and why it wasn't working in terms of our sexuality. It's just a relationship, and relationships are hard sometimes.
I think it's unfortunate that much like any minority, you do tend to sometimes feel that you stand, not that you feel yourself, but other people tend to feel that you stand as the figurehead for that entire minority.
I guess there is an element of like at the beginning, because we've been together like 6 years now and we've been married for 4 years, so we've kind of almost like proven ourselves to people that it's a good, that we made the right decision, we got engaged quickly, but like we obviously love each other.
Can I say, I personally felt at the start like there was a pressure to prove that our relationship wasn't immature.
Yeah.
That it wasn't in some way a very infantilized view of the world, because we still get that and we probably always will, but as two women, despite the fact we are married, we own a house together, we're still always going to be girls.
Yeah, and also I think people might think, oh, they don't know what real marriage is like. They have
all of our neighbours call us girls.
They have it very easy. Anyway,
it's not from a bad place.
Maybe I'm in denial and thinking that I don't always have to prove myself, but probably I feel like that every day, and it's such a burden. I kind of squish it from my mind and pretend everything's rosy.
Okay, well, on that note, we hope that we've answered some of your questions, and we'd love if you guys want to submit more. We'll probably do another anonymous question sticker on Jessie and Claude again, so make sure that you're following us on Instagram so that you can
ask us more things.
Yes, for next time. I really enjoy this. I feel like we learn so much about each other as we go.
Indeed, and ourselves.
Indeed. It is deep.
It is.
Ask us the more meaningful questions. These are nice. Click the link in the description to try out Skillshare now and see how much you can learn. And thank you so much to them for sponsoring this video. See you in our next video. Bye. Bye.